Welcome to Midlife Matters. I'm Marie, and each week I'm joined by my friends Julie and Mindy to talk about all the topics keeping women in the middle years up at night. Listeners, today we're talking about things we don't live without, things we always have or do. This is a fun discussion, and we hope you'll share your must-have things with us too. Let's get started. Listeners, today we're talking about things we don't live without. In other words, things that we always have or do. And I'm so interested in what you guys are going to say, Mindy and Julie, because I feel pretty certain that I'm going to walk away from this episode with at least one thing I want to add to my life, whether it's an object or a habit or something else altogether.
Yeah, I'm sure there's stuff out there I don't know about that would make my life better.
Yeah.
I know. And these kind of lighthearted subjects end up always being a little bit deeper and more meaningful in certain places. So I'm actually excited. I feel like I'm going to learn more about you guys again.
Right. And just to start off, because we've had a hard time coming up with this because we don't want to sound entitled. When we say things we don't live without, it doesn't mean that we couldn't if we had to. These are just things that we have all the time or we incorporate. So, keep in mind, this is a tongue-in-cheek title. So it's not like we couldn't live without it.
Right.
All right. Well, we have just kind of some random categories and then things that may not fit in any category. So we'll go ahead and get started. But Julie, the first category you put down was cleaning products. And in the summer, I feel like I'm constantly cleaning with everybody coming in and out. So maybe there's something that would make my life easier.
Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
Tell us, Julie, how do you clean? What do you use?
Okay, this was probably my smallest list because I don't clean. I don't clean much anymore. So, and I have a new house, so I feel like I'm starting off cleaner.
Yeah, that's true.
So, for me, it's just I always have magic erasers. I've talked about that. I learned about the new use to use them dry on your glass. Like especially your shower doors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Thank you for saying
that.
Do
you dampen them at all, Julie?
No.
Is the shower door damp when you do it?
No, it has to be dry.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just put it dry.
Yeah. And you could have cleaned it already if you want, but to get those stubborn hard water stains off and everything, it just makes them really shiny. Now you have to have a little elbow grease. I mean, it's not like
okay.
Okay. Do you do this for mirrors also, or just glass? Okay.
Yeah. When you get that whole toothbrush spray on your mirror, you can just take the dry one and it just kind of buffs them off.
Really? Okay.
Marie, yeah. Your kids need that for their bathroom. I remember you telling us about this.
Yes.
And they actually last longer dry. That's one of my pet peeves about those things is they just start to dissolve in your hands and
right.
They're not cheap.
No.
And then my other things were just carpet fresh. I love that. That's what I do before somebody's coming over. Sprinkle that carpet fresh on and the whole house smells like it's been cleaned. I use it in my litter box to freshen it up. I always have Lysol. I spray my pillows. I spray the couch cushions, the throws, the blankets. And then I love all the Myers soaps because, I like scents.
Right.
And I think when Marie helped me move, she probably saw the boxes of soap, the boxes of candles.
Well, I saw a lot of candles, that's for sure.
Yeah. Nice. So that's kind of it for me.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Mindy, how about you? What do you have?
All right. Well, my number one item was Clorox wet wipes. And it's because
I feel like you are a Clorox wet wipes person.
All the time. And so I really struggled through COVID when I couldn't find Clorox wet wipes. Like it was the one thing that I would stand in line at Costco for. I remember that. Like I would hurry because they would have the sign out front if they were in stock or not. I would beeline it to the back and make sure to get some. But yes, I got to feel like my countertops are disinfected and handles and light switches and things like that. And then of course, like my basic items that I always have to have are also Dawn soap that I feel like I use with a lot of different things. And I just read where it can be helpful with stain remover if you put a little bit in your laundry and your wash.
I've been putting that on some laundry stains.
I've actually been doing that just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. It's helpful with grease stains, like food that was greasy.
Yes.
And you don't get too many bubbles?
Well, I don't put so much on,
Right.
I kind of rub it into the fabric.
It's been kind of a magic thing. Yeah. But also, I mean, Dawn, to kill insects, outside.
Oh, really?
On like certain flowers or shrubbery, that you are able to put it in a spray bottle mixed a little bit with water, and you spray, and it's supposed to help protect your plants.
Really? I never knew that.
Yes. And there's probably so much more with Dawn soap.
Right.
But let's see. I always have vinegar, baking soda, bleach spray. Listen, I go all in on the bleach spray. So I'm super sorry if you don't feel like bleach is a good thing. I feel like it's an amazing thing because my boys' bathrooms, there's just nothing else.
Yeah.
That makes me feel better.
Things call for bleach.
I just feel like I have to have that on hand. Lysol, if anybody's ever sick, I always spray down throw pillows and things like that. And my last major thing is Rosie, my iRobot.
We could have guessed that.
Listen, we have a great relationship that is still strong, and she's working right now.
That's so interesting. Okay, you're going to laugh, but I have never bought a can of Lysol in my entire life.
Oh, I grew up on this stuff.
Yeah.
I can't bring myself to do an aerosol like that. I don't know.
Really?
I just immediately feel like my lungs are just being filled. And it must be some mental thing. I will buy like Lysol bathroom cleaner if it's in a spray, but I never buy an aerosol cleaner. And so that's I just thought that was interesting because you both talked about spraying stuff with Lysol, and I've never even gone over to the shelf to even look and see what the choices are.
Wow. Okay.
Well, and the old Lysol, I did not think smelled very good, but now they have, fresh linen, and they have really good scents. Yeah.
I would say that my number one cleaning product that I cannot live without, I do not live without, and I keep an extra box ready to go. Can anyone guess?
Yes.
What?
Baby wipes.
Yes, baby wipes. I love baby wipes. They probably have just as many toxins as Lysol, but I love baby wipes. And so I just want to tell you, they are so versatile. I clean the inside of my car. I clean walls. I clean stains off paints, like fingerprints off my walls with baby wipes. But here's an interesting one that happened last week. So Steve microwaved himself a hamburger, warmed it up at lunch, slathered a bunch of ketchup. And of course, he's never like relaxing and eating. Meanwhile, he climbs upstairs with a bunch of mail and goes to his office. And then I get a text, "You're going to kill me." And I thought, I already know it's going to be a cleaning problem. He goes, "I'm so sorry." He goes, "But my call is starting in like 2 minutes." And my whole hamburger with all the ketchup fell face down on the carpet. Of course, he didn't have a bun or anything. So I thought, darn it, you can't leave ketchup till the end of his hour call. So I said, that's fine. So I went and just happened to be in the bathroom at the time. And I just took the baby wipes. I would keep them downstairs and upstairs, took them out of the drawer and went in there. And that's all I needed to clean off that ketchup. Baby wipes are miracle workers. First you blot. Then you might scrub a little bit more with a fresh one. And then I just put a dry kitchen towel down with some weights on top of it to absorb any liquid. And it's good as new. So baby wipes are so awesome.
Wow. Did you really respond with "that's fine"?
Well, it was... Well, kind of because...
Okay, Steve.
No, not my inside voice. The problem was just like a few days before that, there had been a really bad mess up in our house. And it wasn't as bad as that one, so it paled in comparison. Steve and I were out, and while we were gone, he knocked a full jar of canned peaches that had been sitting, those ones from Aldi, Julie, the flavored peaches that had been sitting in the refrigerator. He knocked the whole jar out. Of course, the jar broke. All the peach juice went all over the floor, even going under my refrigerator. So apparently he tried to clean it up. He didn't use any baby wipes. Anyways, I come home and he doesn't say anything. So I walk in and I take one step, guys. One step, and I'm immediately like, someone spilled something. I can immediately tell the floor is sticky. And he's like, Mom, there's something that happened while you were gone. I said, I already know you spilled something, Isaac. What was it? like, just tell me right now so I can fix the situation. So, of course, he shows me his attempts at cleanup were, I'll just call them attempts. They were by no means cleaning it up. He did manage to get up most of the glass, at least. So anyways, I am just saying that in comparison to smashing a bottle of peach juice all over my floor, the ketchup on the carpet was not that big of a deal.
Oh my goodness gracious. It sounds like summer at your house, which is exactly what's happening at my house right now.
Yes. So get yourself a box of baby wipes. I promise they will come in handy.
Oh, I love, there's two things, and I think you guys are going to agree with me on these, that I totally forgot. The Dawn foaming spray. I know,
Yes.
Julie, you've talked about that.
I always have that.
That always comes in clutch. And the other thing are Cascade dishwasher gels with the Dawn soap in them, because I use those to clear, to unclog toilets. Like you boil a huge pot of water.
Oh.
You drop, after the water's boiling, you drop probably 2 or 3 Cascade gels in it, and then like pour the water in the toilet and it will flush the drain. So sorry, I left those two off.
Yeah. Sounds like she's had a little experience.
I know.
I'm going to send you guys some pictures of what my house has looked like recently, so you can understand.
Okay, so I need to hear what you guys have for this. Julie, you had this category, home items. This can be so broad. I need a little help narrowing this down. Home items, what can you not live without?
Okay, I just thought about, since I think I talked about this last week, dimmers. You know, I just installed 5 dimmers and I'm looking for more places to put them. I just cannot handle the lights on bright. And I don't even like overhead lights on at all, but they are necessary. So if they're going to be on, they're going to be on a dimmer. I even put my front porch lights on a dimmer because they look more like candles. You know what I mean? Like they're interesting. They just aren't so bright.
Yeah.
Candles, of course. I have boxes of candles.
Wait, let me just chime in. When we say boxes, I really mean that Julie could start her own candle store.
Because Marie had to find a place in my kitchen to put them all.
Oh my. So, okay.
Partly that is John, because he likes candles. And, you know, in our old house, we just had a lot of storage. So it was easy to say, well, we'll put those in the pantry or whatever. So now I'm like, no, we're going to have to burn a few before we get more. But so yeah, candles. I love my down comforter from IKEA. I swear by it.
Ooh,
and the reason I mention it in June is it stays on the bed year round. Now it stays folded at the bottom, but I don't know. I just like it's super lightweight, but super warm. And so in the summer, I get chilled from the air conditioner. So it just works all year round. I would say my memory foam mattresses. We have one mattress in the house that's not memory foam. It's old. And I tried sleeping on that one night and I felt like I couldn't walk for 2 days. So we're actually selling that mattress and we'll be down to all memory foam mattresses. So for me, that's try not to live without those. What else? Oh, I said cloth napkins. Got those going now. And my blue and white. I like a lot of blue and white stuff in my house. So
that's a great list.
Yeah.
All right. I had some similarities here. I'll start. Let's see. Soft blankets was the first thing that I put on my list. A cozy blanket. Anytime we sit down, like we all want a blanket. I put lamps. So kind of like Julie, I have dimmers on the overhead lights, but I so rarely turn on my overhead lights because I have lamps all over the place. So lamp light is my favorite. To go along with that ambiance, music. I can't live without music in my home. It really sets the tone, the mood, whatever. I can get through cooking dinner if I have good music. Let's see. Then I also have my porch swing because I really do go out there almost as a reset. Like if I'm doing something intensive in the house and I just need a brain break, I'll go sit on the front porch swing for a minute
Mm-hmm.
Also, walking in the grass barefoot. I did put grass on my list because when you walk barefoot in the grass, there's just something so soothing about that. It just kind of like relaxes me. And then the last thing I put was indoor and outdoor plants. I love having life and greenery and flowers, and I take care of them daily. So it's kind of like my pet that I'm trying to keep alive that makes no noise. So for me, right now in the season, it really is gratifying to have indoor and outdoor plants.
Right.
That's Mindy's dog.
Yeah.
For now. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny that you both mentioned throw blankets, and I need throw blankets too. But I go over to my parents' house and they don't have one throw blanket out. And it just feels like, how are you living? How are you even watching TV at night if you don't have one throw blanket? I don't understand it. I'm racking my brain to think, did we have them growing up? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure we had at least one, but yeah, they have some upstairs, but you'd have to like go up and get them out, and then they put them away. I don't think they even get them out every night. Like, I can't fathom that. Like, I don't want to watch TV if I don't have a throw blanket.
No. And I would say I almost have the same problem with throw blankets as I do candles. Like, we don't need as many as I have, but I just love them.
Yeah. One thing that I would say, piggybacking on your lamps, is lights on a timer. I don't want to go back to not having some of my lights on a timer. I just love that so much. There were these lights that are kind of an awkward place. They're not even that awkward. I mean, I'd have to walk to a corner of the living room, but I don't even have to walk there on each side every day. I just come down and the lamps are lit, and I like that, you know. Nice. Okay, so these are some sillier things, but I need to have Kleenex. Okay. I don't want to be in a home without Kleenex. Okay. Even when we travel, if we're traveling, even like in a car, and we're going to be like renting a car for a few days, when we go to stock up on supplies, I'll buy a box of Kleenex for the car. I want there to be Kleenex readily available. I feel like it's so versatile. It can substitute for baby wipes in a rental. You know, you could put some take your water bottle and put some on the Kleenex and clean up a mess. They're soft. I do not want to blow my nose on toilet paper. No. I want Kleenex. So anyways,
no Chick-fil-A napkins for you.
No Chick-fil-A napkins. But another thing I did put down is napkins. I want napkins. I want napkins in the bowl on my counter. Get one, use it. Like, I know that some people only use paper towels, but I want a napkin, and I want it to be paper because I want to make a mess of it and I want to throw it away. I don't want to see your dirty napkin again. I don't want to wash it. Maybe when my kids leave, but I do not want cloth napkins at this point in my life.
One day we will be Julie.
Yeah.
One day.
But I thought this was interesting. I don't know about like things that I can't live without, but once I heard Gretchen Rubin and I couldn't find it. It was like some people buy just enough of something. Like if they're going to run out of toothpaste, they'll buy one tube. Or you can be the other kind of person where if you always keep like a stock of stuff. And I am the type of person that wants a stock of stuff. Now, people in my house work against me. Like I went to get a tube of toothpaste the other day, and the 3-pack of Crest, actually, they'd already taken them all out, but just left the box. So when I look in there, I think I have 3 tubes of toothpaste. I don't. But I like to have a backup. Left to my own devices, I will have a backup of all the things that I like, even things like, saran wrap, baggies, baby wipes, Kleenex, toilet paper, toothpaste, dental floss. Like I'm not just going to be down to one. So I thought that was just something that I like in my house. I want to be prepared.
Yeah.
So that kind of is maybe like a representation of what I like around the house. Supplies.
Yes, depth to the shelves. Yes.
Oh, yes.
That's how John is. And we still, like when we moved, we have to have a whole, probably 4 shelf system out in the garage to hold the toilet paper.
Well, he does have a lot of toilet paper.
He's always joking, well, we're never going to outgrow the need, and he kind of feels that way about deodorant. Those are his two biggies. Like you don't want to be caught one morning without that,
That's true.
Whereas I would probably buy one thing at a time, but just because I'm cheap. I'm always like, well, what if it goes bad? Or what if I change my mind and don't like that brand anymore?
Yeah.
I don't want to be too invested, but
right. He's fully committed.
Yes, he's committed. Yeah. So yeah, we do have a lot of stock.
Yeah. So that's what I like to make my house run better is stock.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about fashion. What are some things that you guys don't live without in the area of fashion?
You go first, Mindy.
Oh, okay.
You're our fashion guru.
I don't have much.
I am ready.
Okay.
And it's actually not that long of a list. My very first thing was walking tennis shoes. I need a good pair of walking tennis shoes all the time. And I'd like to have a backup just in case I walk and it's wet. My Lulu crossbody bag. I cannot live without that thing now. I have a white one and a black one. Matches everything through the week. That is just where it's at. The next thing, kind of funny, it's a smaller item, but it's my silk ponytail holders. So it's a thin, they're just soft on my hair, but they hold my ponytail. It doesn't hurt. Like, it's not like pulling, but I really gravitate towards those. And I seriously put my hair in a ponytail at least once a day, if it's not in the ponytail all day.
Now, do you have a specific one that we could link for listeners?
I wish I did. So I found some that I loved from TJ Maxx. Good old TJ Maxx didn't carry them again when I went back to buy them. They didn't have the same one. Yeah. So I wish there was a specific one, but I'm hanging on to the ones that I found right now until I can find some more.
Now you say silk, but they don't slide out.
They don't. Shockingly, they really do not. My hair, you see how it is right now. I just taught class and it looked like this before I started and it looks like this when I finished. And it's only around my ponytail twice.
Oh.
So now if I'm really doing like a high intensity, like lots of jumping or whatever, I might have to do a third, around my ponytail. But, and I like the thinner ones. Like it's not, for working out. Now the bigger silk scrunchies are super cute, but I'm really not into that right now. No, I just need it to be functional and practical. So it really does the job. Let's see. The next thing on my list is leggings. For working out, I'm always in leggings. And so I have some I like to walk in. I have some I like to work out in. And then my Kalia walking shorts that I have shared before that have the drawstring waist, the zipper pockets. They are so functional for any other thing that I need. My other favorite fashion thing that I really am a little bit embarrassed about, but not really, are sweaters. I love sweaters. I wear them all year. I just bought a new one that's my favorite because it says Barbie on it.
Are you going to the premiere?
I've never bought a sweater so fast in my life. It's white. It's so pretty. I should have brought it up to show you guys. I got it at the Gap outlet. It's a white sweater. In the Barbie pink, it says Barbie. It's so cute. Oh my goodness. Okay. I have way too many sweaters devoted to closet space. Like it gets a lot of space because I have thin ones, short ones, long ones, thick ones. So yeah, that's a given. All right. And the last thing is long dresses. They're just so easy. If you want to look cute and you haven't shaved your legs, put on a long dress. So that's my other go-to. I have a lot of long dresses. I'm always on the lookout for them. So I think that's it.
I'm glad they're back in style.
Oh, yeah. They will never go out of my style.
Right. Yeah.
All right, Julie, do you have anything besides those Viore pants you picked up at REI?
Oh, I want to hear about those again.
Yeah, still loving the Viore pants. Like you, Mindy, I wear leggings a lot. I'll work out in them and just continue to keep them on all day. They're comfortable. I just replaced my 10-year-old Birkenstocks. So I would say that I don't I don't live without those. They're so comfortable.
Yes.
And I did get a different style this time because I thought I might be keeping these for 10 years. So I'm going to switch it up. And then, gosh, I didn't name a lot of summer stuff. Like if I'm going to invest in something, I like to buy a good jacket or coat. Like I have lots of coats. I just love coats and a good rain jacket. Cause we talked about it. I don't carry an umbrella. So you got to have a good raincoat with a hood. And I love boots. I just noticed I went to our storage unit yesterday because my winter clothes were all in Rubbermaid boxes in the storage unit and we're trying to get it cleared out. And so I brought it all back home and there were 2 boxes of boots.
That's a lot of boots.
I have snow boots. I have rain boots. I have leather boots. I have booties. I have, I just love boots. So
yeah.
And then cute wool socks to go with them. I like wool socks.
Oh my goodness. Julie's
I
the
had
cutest
winter on my
dresser. Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Mindy, I put my Lululemon belt bag on there, but I don't like to wear it as a purse. I don't like to wear it across body anymore. It weighs on my shoulders. I don't know, I just can't fit enough in. I don't know, it just feels too awkward.
Yes.
So I haven't been using mine as a purse, but I still love to use it as a fanny pack around my house or walking or any kind of exercise because I love to put my phone in there and then snake my headphones up. Yep. And I always have that thing. So I still love that so much. Another thing that I really like now and don't want to live without are comfortable shoes. I don't really wear any shoes anymore that like I bought at Target. They're not comfortable for me. I know they are comfortable for some people, but they're not comfortable for me. And then also sneakers. I've stopped buying any sneaker I didn't go to Fleet Feet and have them fit me for because I've been disappointed and burned too many times.
Yeah.
And so even though I might be spending more money, I feel like my legs aren't sore and they hold up better and they're more appropriate to the activity that I'm asking them to do. Like not every sneaker is good for every activity. As you get older, you just need that extra support. Like maybe I could have used one pair of sneakers for every little activity I did 25 years ago, but now my legs, get tired and sore. And if I'm wearing a better pair of shoes, that doesn't really happen.
Right.
So I would just say that I don't want to live without good shoes.
Yes,
definitely. I used to love to go to Target. You can buy a pair of shoes for $20 and all different styles, but they kill my feet. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about hygiene. Julie, what did you mean by things that we don't live without for hygiene? I guess I just meant cosmetics and anything that you'd buy, in the makeup section or the shampoo or,
Okay, so give us an example.
Well, for me, I'm never going to go a day without perfume. And I know that's not common. A lot of people just don't wear it. But I have to have my perfume. And my perfume is called Layla, and it's from Norway. And I used to have to order it from there. And now I think Nordstrom carries it, so I can get it.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
And it's just very fresh. And usually somebody will ask me what I'm wearing. And then I would have to just narrow it down to Thrive Cosmetics, which we've talked about before.
Yes.
And especially the mascara. That's probably still my favorite. And then the Lange hair products. I probably use 3 or 4 of those hair products plus my dryer, my brush dryer that I talked about.
Yes.
So I don't have a lot of, like shampoos. I stick with one thing and then I'll change up for, and the next year. I don't really just have one go-to. But those products are always in my makeup bag, always in my drawer.
I think that's a great list. My list is kind of short and sweet too, but mine were very much every single day. This is happening. Mascara, 100% the Thrive mascara. And I can't live without my lipstick either. I wear lipstick every day.
I do like your lipstick, Mindy. That's the only one I own.
Oh, I love it. The neutral one. I have to have something on my lips and also my lashes. And then you guys know how much I truly love my dry shampoo. Now I don't have to put it in every day, but this definitely is at the top of my list. But my Living Proof dry shampoo and then my Redken hairspray. Now I love hairspray. I hairspray my hair.
That's so funny.
every
You love
day.
hairspray.
I don't feel like I'm ready unless I've sprayed it.
Yeah.
At least a little bit.
Oh, sure.
And then
yeah.
if I curl it, I spray it a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something magical about the combination of my dry shampoo and the hairspray that just kind of keeps it the way I like it,
Okay.
I guess.
Good.
And then, of course, my body lotion and perfume, my Amazing Grace philosophy. It's me. It's Mindy. That's what I wear every day. So it doesn't matter if I'm working in the yard or going to church. I've got that on.
Right.
Oh, interesting. I feel like I'm very minimalist when it comes to hygiene products. One, it takes me a long time to even use up one. Like I literally will have the same face wash for 2, maybe 3 years.
Yeah.
My girls are always like, Mom, my face wash. I'm like, it's only been like 2 months. It's out. I'm like, how much are you putting on?
Oh, no.
A lot of times I won't even use it. I'll just use regular water. So I don't know. I was trying to think of hygiene products. Okay. I am one of those old school people. I use oil of Olay every day. The oil of Olay, and it has the 15 SPF in it. And I've used it every day of my life since college. Put it on. And then at night, I use a different oil of Olay. But those are my 2 face creams, and they probably have a million chemicals, and people probably be like, oh, there's so much better options, but I don't know. They work for me, and so I keep on using them. And so,
why change it?
I know. I always feel like people are trying to get me to buy something that's like $50 a bottle. I'm like, why though? Is it going to do anything different than the $15 bottle? Is it? I don't know. I don't know if I really believe you.
So sketchy.
I'm skeptic.
I get suckered into things, like on Instagram. I think, and then I'll look at the ingredient. Number 1 ingredient is usually water.
Right. It's all watered down.
It's like, how different is this?
Yes. I guess I'm picky about my own products. I'll keep them. I don't want to share. I don't want you squeezing it weird. I don't want you using it all, and then I go to use it and it's not there anymore. Like, I like my own thing, but I'm not a high maintenance person in that area.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I want my own thing, and I am a high maintenance person. Like when it came to my shampoo, I told you guys when we were on the cruise, all the boys were using my Pureology. I was having a fit. I'm like, that stuff is expensive.
Yeah.
And I love it. I baby it. Don't touch my Pureology. And they're like, it smells so good. I'm like, I know.
You're going back to Suave when we land this boat, mister.
That's right. That's right.
I used to even tell my boys, you could just use soap, really.
Oh, yeah.
It's like if your hair is like half-inch long or whatever, what does it matter?
No, I know. I've sent my boys to camp with just body wash before. Or often what I'll do for all the kids is just say, just use shampoo. You don't need to bring body wash. Just use it for everything. Like,
and then they try to use the conditioner. I'm like, why are you even doing that?
Okay. Foods that you can't live without. I have a short list here. Dark chocolate. I am gonna have dark chocolate in the house, and it is going to be mine. It's not just out there for anybody to take whenever they want.
Julie, are you noticing a trend with Marie's lists?
Very possessive of her stuff.
She had 3 other siblings that she grew up with. I feel like this is a kid, that's from a big family. This is what happens.
And I had 5 kids that always feel willing to help themselves to my stuff. I'm going to have some dessert after lunch and dinner. I don't care what it is, but there's going to be something sweet passing my lips. And I can't get on board with the just eliminate sugar from your diet. Like, no, that's depressing. I am going to have some dessert. I'm going to buy fresh fruit. And if it's too expensive, I'll hide some for myself. And because they go through it so fast, I will hide expensive fresh fruit for myself. And yogurt. Yogurt has really gone up in price. When I started buying yogurt for our family, you could get like 4 for $1. Then it went to like 3 for $1. Then it was like 2 for $1. Then it was $1 each. Now the kind of yogurt I like is $1.50 each. Like, this is how it has changed through my marriage.
None of the stuff on my list is really healthy, but I'm not saying that I eat this all the time.
Okay.
But I'm like you, Maria, I always have chocolate, and I can leave it laying around anywhere because John does not like dark chocolate. So, and my favorite is the 70%. That's my percentage of dark. And I have a friend that goes to Belgium a lot, so I'm always in stock. They always bring it back to me. So,
wow.
I always have ginger snaps, and most people will know that about me. Like, if you come to my house, I'm gonna have ginger snaps. I'm going to have good coffee. I don't mind spending money on good coffee, and it's certainly cheaper than going out and getting coffee every day. I love tea, so I have lots of tea bags, different types of tea. And I'm always going to have good bread. Like, I love the Trader Joe's sourdough bread, the thick sourdough. I mean, it tastes just like the San Francisco. You know, it's pretty sour. I like that. And so I'm a toast person. I got to have toast. I eat toast for snacks. I eat toast for breakfast, sometimes right before bed. And then I, too, will always have yogurt, but I buy like the large tub of the Greek yogurt and then just always have granola on hand. Granola, honey, fruit. Yeah. So that's kind of what's always in the fridge or pantry, but it's not what I just eat.
Right.
Wow. Yes. It's funny. My list is very short of the things that I have to have. Otherwise, I'm switching things around. And the first thing is water, like simply water. And it needs to be good water, purified, needs to be purified. And then water and coffee, like those are my drinks. And I have them every day. Good coffee, like Julie said. And it is better than going out. And so I actually enjoy making my coffee at home. And then the only other two things that I always typically have and love to eat and have loved for a long time are eggs, cooked all kinds of ways for any kind of meal. It doesn't matter. I love eggs all through the day. Bananas. It's actually my favorite fruit. It's just so versatile, good for muscle recovery. And then this is my funny thing that is a new recent I have to have, and that's Chipotle.
Oh.
This is not in my house. But LaGrange does not have a lot of restaurants. And I have told you guys, I do love eating local at, small businesses. They're not always open when I'm ready to eat. And so Chipotle opened several months ago, and I just hadn't gotten back to going. I went through a phase of this before, probably 5 years ago. Well, I'm back. Like, I went once with the boys last week. I immediately downloaded their app. And the past 6 days in a row, I've had the same salad from Chipotle every day. It is
I love their dressing.
Good. Oh, I don't even use dressing.
Really? It's good.
There's just like, it's a heavy salad, like it's got weight and protein and the things that I'm getting on there. I'm full when I'm done. I'm not like a chick that wants to eat chick food. I actually want substantial food, and it is filling. It is good. I can pick it up easy and just walk out, through the app. That is like my go-to thing right now.
All right. What's awesome. Yeah, that's really good. All right, let's talk about practices or habits that you don't live without. Mindy, I know you're going to say a walk.
That's the first thing on my list. How about you guys, though? I feel like you guys are similar in that.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I do need exercise. That's on my list. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I had hiking and walking and working out, but as far as more often, it's walking, hiking.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things, these are things that you guys are going to say is selfish, but I'm going to have some time by myself. Like,
that's not selfish.
Even in the midst when I had all 5 little kids, like I carved out, even if it was only a half hour a day, where people better leave me alone or I can't function. I need time by myself to recharge. And even now, like I love to eat lunch and then have like an hour to just veg. It just makes me feel so much better. What other habits do you guys have?
Mindy mentioned this earlier in the home section, but music. I'm always going to have music. So in the car, in the house. I don't really use it when I'm walking because I'm usually walking with somebody else or, but I just have to have music, and I have playlists for everything. It's kind of funny. I have specific titled playlists for different things I'm doing, and I just need it. It's just part of my life. I have to be outdoors. And so my favorite thing actually to do outdoors other than exercising is to eat outdoors. So when I fix my breakfast or lunch, I usually take it outside. And if I'm at a restaurant, I'm always going to choose the outdoor eating. Now, my family doesn't always choose that, but it has to be perfect weather, but I'll eat in the summer. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'll eat outside. Some of these things could have fit in the home section, but I still keep a paper calendar. I have to have in my new house. I found my place for my paper calendar.
Good.
And I like to make lists. I have Post-it notes and lists readily available on the counter. So every time I walk by, I can see it. This was, I guess, another home decor thing, but I just always have flowers. I like to have flowers on my table or on my counter, and I always have a wreath on my front door, and I always change it with the seasons. I just always have to have that up. And I want to give a shout out to a friend. The other day, she brought me cut hydrangeas, and I thought, I think I've been saying that a lot, that I've missed cutting flowers, and she brought me this huge bucket of hydrangeas from her yard. So that just made this house seem like the old one, because they're on my dining room table. And then I always like a project. I don't feel like myself if there's not an ongoing project. It doesn't have to be big, but just something that I'm always planning for, thinking about, working on. Yeah.
Yeah, I always have a project, and people in my family know that about me. So they'll be like, what's your next project? Sometimes I don't have an answer, but there's always something needling me at the back of my mind,
Yeah.
There must be something wrong with me. I do not ever have a project.
Wow.
Ever.
Really, Mindy?
Ever.
Wow.
I think maybe a long time ago, I used to be a project person around the house, and maybe I got tired. I don't know what happened. There's no space for it right now.
Yeah.
I think it's healthy. It's a healthy thing, but I don't have that. Plus, I'm not a crafty person.
Well, I'm thinking about even just something you want to change in your house, or something that you want to learn how to do, or.
I think I'm in the upkeep stage. Like clean it, upkeep it, move on.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where I am. No, actually, Bryce and I do that in the yard, though.
I was going to say you do that in the yard, though.
Actually, maybe that's our spot, because we walk the yard daily. And literally, the landscaper had to tell us to be patient with the grass because it takes time to grow. It's a slow growing grass. And we were like, okay, thank you for telling us that, because we're looking at it daily. Like
we are measuring.
Why is the grass not filling in this hole right here? It's been a year. He's like, I promise,
that is
great grass. Like that is like a slow growing grass, but then it's very, very hardy. Well, it's not on our time schedule.
Right.
So we both tell each other every day to be patient.
Yeah.
Isn't that a phrase, like watching paint dry, watching grass grow?
We really do watch it grow. Okay, so other than that, neurotic tendency. So aside from walking, which was first on my list, I truly love weight bearing and resistance exercises. So that would be like planking and lifting weights.
I wish I loved those, because I do them because they're good for me, but I hate them.
Oh, that's what I prefer over cardio any day.
Yeah, better than cardio. I have to make myself get my heart rate up. But if you bear enough weight, it gets your heart rate up anyway. But no, that's why I teach. It helps me have to do it. It's really good for my maintaining, because I know left to my own devices, if I'm just at my home, I have it all downstairs and I just won't go do it. So I do need outward accountability for that. The biggest part of my life is a slow start to my day. I will get up early, even if I'm not leaving till 9. I'm still up at 6. I really just need a slow start. Drinking all my water, drinking my coffee. The practices of journaling, Bible reading, And like Julie with her meals, I try to sit outside if I can. I don't like to be cold though, so I'm kind of a sissy about it. So
Well, yeah.
it's too chilly. I'm inside. But if one of my many sweaters will do, that's what I've got on, and I'm sitting out back.
Yeah.
So also just reading books. I know you guys are book readers too, but that's a practice I have at night, that before I go to bed, I have to read a couple of pages of something. Another practice that I've noticed, especially now that summer's hit, I love the heat of the sun. I love the sunshine. So if the sun is shining, I'm going to be in it at some point. And so even if I'm in the house or whatever, I'll go sit specifically in the sun just to soak it in. Like there's just something about that that is very important to me. And I do feel better. And all my family thinks I'm crazy. It's hot. It's like 85. And I'm like, yes. And I'm soaking it in, and then I'll move to the shade, but I'll be outside still.
Yeah. Other things on my list that I didn't mention were books. Like I need to have a book, either downloaded on my phone or downloaded on my Kindle. And I'm always on the lookout for books. Like I have there's like one waiting in my queue at the library. As soon as I'm finished with this one, like I feel lost if I don't have a book to pick up and read. And then also podcasts too. Like I like to have podcasts queued up and ready to go. Like if I'm going to go for a walk by myself or something, because it just kind of distracts me and makes the walk go by faster. Or audiobooks, things like that. Like I just like to have those things in my pocket. And then I like to have a show too. I'm not a big TV watcher, but I like to have a show that I could sit down and watch. So I like to have, a little running list of, well, what could I watch? What are some things that I've been wanting to watch? And then I get a lot of pleasure out of making time to do those. It doesn't happen as much in the summer though, because I'm not alone enough to watch TV by myself. And I like to have a show to watch with Steve too. Like we always like to have a show that we watch together. We never sit down and just watch TV, like the news or just whatever happens to be on. We only sit down to watch something that we've already decided this is our show. So right now we're between shows. So I feel a little lost. I don't think I have anything else down.
Something I don't live without, and I don't really want to live without, is my cats. And I don't know how long I'll have a dog, but I just think I'll always have a cat.
I love that. I would have a cat so fast.
They're just so easy. And like last night I went upstairs. Well, yesterday I've been working in this bedroom, kind of hanging some pictures, and I changed out the bed and the linens and trying to change it up. And she was up there with me the whole time, just laying on everything I set down on the bed, And so last night I just needed a really good night's sleep because John hasn't been sleeping well. And I said, I think I'm just going to go up there and just get an uninterrupted night's sleep. Well, she was up there with me. And it's just so cute. And then when I come back down, like she's right here podcasting.
Is it Penny or Frida?
Yeah. It's Frida. She's right here. She's been in the chair. Now she's at my feet. And if I go in the kitchen, then she'll go in there. Like she just follows me around like a little dog. So
sweet.
Yeah, I know. I did have pets. They didn't really fit into your categories, but I was thinking about how I really enjoy and don't see myself living without a dog because I really enjoy Clara so much. And I was thinking, like, since we got her 2 years ago, I bet, except for illness on my part, and then someone else in the house had to take her, I bet every day I've gotten out and walked her at some point. Like if anyone's ever looking for a reason that they need to make themselves walk every day, get a dog that likes to walk. Sometimes I'm just walking because I know it'll give her pleasure.
Right.
I don't even need another walk of the day, but I know she'll enjoy it. So yeah, I mean...
That's sweet. I'm thinking about the picture Julie shared the one time where Charlie just laid down in the middle of the road. He was done.
Yeah. The other day, he didn't want to come back home, and I could see the house. And I was like, Charlie. And he laid down in the middle of the road where cars are coming. And this lady I'd never even met before, I said, could you call him? And so she was up on the sidewalk, and she goes, come here, puppy. And of course, he ran right over to her. And so that's how I got my own dog out of the road.
And Charlie's an anomaly because he is a lab, and labs do like to walk, but he's just never liked it. Even when he was a puppy, he didn't like it.
No, he doesn't. I wish you could see him right now. He's like laid out on the floor in this room, of course. So I have two of our three pets in here.
Yes. So sweet, Julie. Oh my goodness.
Yes. So he does like to, I say walk in air quotes. He likes to sniff. So it is not a real pleasurable walk because you're not going anywhere.
Right.
You're just, sniffing around all the bushes and stuff.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I do love those lists. And I know you guys agree with me on this, but I actually wrote down meaningful work and service because I don't feel like I need to feel like I'm contributing to society, to people, to projects in some form or fashion. I don't care if anybody knows about it. I need to know that I am doing something that is serving and ministering in some way. That could be very, very small. It could be large. The other thing, and this is part of my morning slow practice, I wasn't sure really where to put it, but birds singing, like nature, like life outside that I don't have to take care of.
I think you want a pet, Mindy. You're describing your plants as pets, your vacuum as pets, the birds outside as pets.
Minus the taking care of it.
No. And so birds singing, I have deer that, I have a love-hate relationship with deer because they eat my stuff in my yard, but I'm getting smarter about what I plant and where. And so, but I see deer every single day and they're beautiful. It's beautiful to see them. It's beautiful to hear the birds singing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is interesting. I knew some of these things about you guys, didn't know all of them. So that's good. And then listeners, I'm sure you've picked up on some of these things after hearing us talk for almost 300 episodes, or what are we ever up to? You probably know our personalities pretty well by now too. I guess we're like around 230 in the episode. So you know us, but hopefully we surprised you with some things that we do.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from listeners what they don't live without.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Listeners, we would love to find out what you don't live without. So if you want to come and find us on Instagram, you can find us at Midlife Matters Podcast, or you can email us at midlifematterspodcast@gmail.com. But before we go, we want to do I'm a Fan. All right, Mindy, what are you a fan of this week?
I'm going to go with something kind of pretty cheap, but I told you guys probably months and months ago, I stopped getting my nails done.
Oh, yeah.
And I started doing them myself. They have looked so good, just clean, short, healthy, all of that. Well, the Sally Hansen products have been great, my go-to nail care. And so I've started using their vitamin E oil, like cuticle oil. And that's been really nice. And I also use the Hard as Nails clear gloss. And I put that on probably 4 times a week. So I don't always take it off. Like I will just kind of put it on and it just gives it a soft, shine. And they look like they're at least taken care of, even if I haven't taken off the old yet. So, that's my I'm a Fan. And so it's just helped me care for my nails better at home. And I feel like they look good.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Julie, what are you a fan of this week?
Well, I'm a fan of a new podcast that I just listened to yesterday, and it's called Glow. I don't know what that stands for, but it's by the Gospel Coalition. And there are 4 hosts, Blair Lynn, Sharon Dickens. Well, the other 2 ladies, I can't pronounce their names, but it was funny because one was Guatemalan, one was Scottish, and one was, I think she was Vietnamese, but it was just an interesting mixture of women, and they just sit around and talk about various topics. And the one that I listened to yesterday was the most recent, and it was called The Prosperity Gospel, How It Can Mislead and Harm.
Wow.
And you tend to think of the prosperity gospel as like about material things, houses, cars, things like that God wants to give you. And I was not really brought up in that kind of culture, but she just talked about how it can kind of creep in to our thinking, like if I do this, then God owes me this. Like that we all, like it's human nature to kind of think that way. And it was really good. And I just, I want to start listening to them because I liked the interaction. I liked the chemistry between the four ladies. So
yeah, we'll put a link to that in our show notes. Yeah, that sounds like a good one. All right, I'm a fan this week of something that goes along with the tank top that I shared last week, which was the Lululemon Ebda Street tank top. And this time I'm sharing their Track That mid-rise lined short, and they're 5 inches. And I did not buy Lululemon shorts for a long time because my girls bought them and they tended to be very short and they were like 3 inches. And I thought that just wouldn't look good on somebody my age. But then I was shopping with my daughter one day and she was like, Mom, you can get them a little bit longer. And she had me try on this kind and I really like it. It's not too tight. It's not too short, but yet it still makes you look like you're in style. So anyways, I will just link to that in our show notes. It's called the Track That mid-rise lined short and they're 5 inches and they have all different colors and I really like them. I would say that I'm wearing that and that tank top that I linked last week most days.
Nice.
Yeah. So those might be something that listeners want to try.
yeah.
All right. Well, I enjoyed talking with you guys. Thanks for sharing your daily routines and the things that you loved and we'll talk with you next week.
Okay.
Sounds great.
See ya.
All right, bye. We're so happy you joined us today. You can find the show notes for this episode at midlifematterspodcast.com. Also, please tell a friend about the show and help them hit the free subscribe button on their favorite podcast app. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Midlife Matters Podcast. That's where we post pictures and stories about all the things we talk about in each episode. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.